Hey you guys, what's up? It's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. If I sound super like nasally and congested and kind of like I'm dying, I'm just getting over a really bad cold. So please excuse my voice, but I'm finally alive enough to be making videos again. As you can tell by the title in today's video, we are going to be doing a little wrap up of all the books I've read in the last 3 months. For 3 months, this is not a lot of books, like, at all. Life has been really busy, and that's also why I haven't been uploading at all. Like, I started working again, I graduated high school, which took up the most time. But now I am on summer and things are back in swing. The June reading wrap-up is gonna have so many books. Anyways, that's enough rambling, and we're just gonna get started with this video. I only have 2 physical books on me because, guys, books are expensive. And I work a part-time job, so I borrow a lot of books from friends. I get books on Libby or use the audiobooks, yada yada yada. So we don't have a bunch of physical books, but I did read more than 2 books in the last 3 months, I promise. Okay, so the first book I read was Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This book follows Alex and Ava. It's brother's best friend. Not quite, it's not enemies to lovers, they just irritate each other to lovers kind of thing. But basically Alex is Ava's older brother's best friend, and her older brother is like super duper protective of her or whatever, but he has to move somewhere for school or for something, and so he makes Alex watch over Ava, and Ava and her brother are next door neighbors, so Alex moves in to the house next door, and it becomes this very like he has to be very protective of her and she's not about it kind of thing. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I hated this book. Please don't come for me. I know a lot of book talk loves it, but I absolutely just like did not like it. Alex isn't even morally gray. He's supposed to be painted as this morally gray guy, but in my mind, morally gray means you improve and you get better and you actually like benefit your significant other. I don't think he does that. He stays very morally gray. He's rude, he's cocky, he's so aggressive, and he never changes. Like, he never changes for Ava. She just has to like adapt to everything that he does, and there's like an entire part of the book where he stalks her until she agrees to being in love with him. Anyways, this book in my opinion was not good. I hated the writing. I did not like Alex. 1 out of 5. You could give something a 0 on Goodreads. Okay, my battery decided to die, so we're gonna do a couple like angle changes once in a while I'm switching batteries. But the second book I read was The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weiss. She is the same author that wrote 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think, which I'm also currently reading. This book is an absolute 5 out of 5. It is a self-help / self-betterment book on self-sabotage and overcoming self-sabotage, but also the psychology of why we self-sabotage, like why you do what you do and how to fix it, which I feel like sounds very simple, but like this book is like a therapy session. It goes all the way back to your roots and why you may do things now as like an adult or someone older because of something that happened when you were a kid or whatever. It's a lot to explain. You can't really explain a self-help book very well without reading it, but if you are interested in self-improvement and self-betterment, or you are just someone that is like very self-sabotaging, honestly you might not even realize how self-sabotaging you are, because this book just opened my eyes a lot. 5 out of 5. I read the digital version of this, but this is a book that I definitely want to buy the physical copy. I'm talking so fast. This is definitely a book I want to buy the physical copy of and reread so I can annotate it, just because I feel like that way my brain can like grasp the information even more. The next book I read is Most of All You by Mia Sheridan, and I was so excited for this book because Mia Sheridan is the same author that wrote Archer's Voice, which is one of my favorite books of all time. So Most of All You follows Gabriel and Crystal. Crystal is a female entertainer. She works in that industry. I don't know if I'm allowed to describe that on YouTube. I don't know. But that is what she does. And then Gabriel, he was kidnapped as a child and he was like held in captivity for a very long time, and lots of very bad things happened to him in that captivity. So because of that, he cannot do physical touch. Like, you can't shake his hand, anything like that. So he goes into the establishment where Crystal works at one night, and she immediately catches his eye, yada yada yada. And he wants to make a deal with her where he will pay her to kind of help him get comfortable with physicality, and not even any kind of like deep physicality, literally just like holding hands or having a hug or like giving someone a high five. And Crystal at first is not interested at all, Like, it's just not something she wants to do. A bunch of stuff happens. There's like this big plot point that I'm not gonna spoil that ends up leading to a forced proximity, and it is definitely, they are falling in love with each other while also helping each other fall in love with themselves. Like, Crystal's miserable, Gabriel is miserable, and they are kind of helping each other find themselves, and it talks a lot about like mental health and kind of the importance of finding yourself and putting yourself first. I thought this book was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I really liked the aspect of the book where it was like, it showed them helping each other to overcome their struggles and what they've gone through, but then it also does emphasize that other people can't fix your problems for you and you have to figure it out yourselves. It is a Mia Sheridan book, so you will cry. I definitely cried and it does hurt. But it was really, really good. 4 out of 5. If you liked Archer's voice, I would definitely recommend this. And I only have the first book with me right now, but I read the entire The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy by Jenny Han. I feel like if you're watching this video, you probably know what this book is about, but if you don't, The Summer I Turned Pretty is a trilogy that follows Belly Conklin and her 2 love interests who are brothers named Conrad and Jeremiah. So Belly and the boys' moms grew up as best friends, and every summer they go stay at Cousin's beach house together, and for her whole life, Belly has been absolutely in love with Conrad, who is the older brother. But then this summer, she's kind of like grown up more and they're not really seeing her as a little girl anymore. Well, I'm not really gonna explain it because I feel like everyone knows what The Summer I Turned Pretty is about. I gave this whole series, I think the first 2 books, the first book I would say is a 3 out of 5 for me. The second book is my favorite. The second book is a 4 out of 5, and then the third book is another 3 out of 5. They're not bad books. 3 out of 5 isn't a bad rating. For me, it means I liked it. It just wasn't something that I like absolutely loved. I did like this book. It was an enjoyable read. I think what just really took it down for me is I find Belly a very annoying protagonist. Like, she just irritates me. The way she treats a lot of characters in the book is just like she's such a pick-me. It's the best way I can describe it. Belly is really big pick-me. If anyone was wondering, I was Team Jeremiah in the first 2 books and then Team Conrad in the third book, which I feel like is what a lot of people go for. But if you've read the entire trilogy, if you've just even watched the show or whatever, comment down below if you are Team Conrad or Team Jer. I will say, after I read these, I started watching the show, and by the end of the third book, I was fully Team Conrad. I was like, why was I ever Team Jeremiah? But watching the show again, I'm starting to forget why I was Team Conrad because Jeremiah in the show. Woo! And then I read The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren is absolutely one of my favorite authors. Like, it goes Emily Henry and then Christina Lauren is second place. Christina Lauren, if you didn't know, is actually 2 best friends who are authors, so Christina and Lauren. The Soulmate Equation, guys, is so good. I loved this book with my whole heart. The Soulmate Equation follows Jess and River. Jess is a single mom. She's a statistician. River is a genetic scientist. There we go. And they know of each other because they both go to the same coffee shop every day, yada yada yada. The plot of the book is that River owns and is in charge of this new dating company that he's making. But it's not like a typical dating company where you just match based off your profiles. You send in like a little bio, like you're doing 23andMe or something, and they match you based off of your DNA. And there's different levels of matches. So there's like 20%, 30%, 40%, yada yada yada. And Jess's best friend convinces her to send in a vial, and she does it, but she sets it so that she'll only match with someone that's like an 85% match or higher. So like really, really kind of soulmate matches, and she ends up matching with River. And they're not enemies, but they're not friends. They don't really like each other at first. They kind of have bad impressions of each other to begin with. So they find out this match, and the book starts off as fake dating because the company obviously thinks it would be good publicity. Like, the freaking founder of the company found his like 95% soulmate match or something. So it starts as fake dating. The fake dating develops into something more. Jess, like I said, is a single parent, so you get to see a lot of River like interacting with her daughter and being so cute with her kid. I'm a sucker for guys that are cute with kids, so this book, he's really cute, he's really sweet. Christina Lauren, like their writing style is just wow. The Soulmate Equation was a 5 out of 5 for me. It was just so cute, and I would 10 out of 10 recommend. And then my final read of May was Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is her newest book. It came out in April. This is my new favorite book. I think every single time Emily Henry releases a book, it becomes my new favorite book, but I genuinely loved this book so much. Happy Place follows Harriet and Wynne. They met in college. So Harriet had like an established group of friends already, and she meets Wynne through this established group of friends, and then through that's how they meet, that's how they fall in love. They've been together for like 8 years or something. And their friend group has this like summer house that they go to every single summer for a whole week. And then this summer, Harriet and Wynne have been broken up for 5 months. They were engaged to be married. They called off their engagement, but they haven't told any of their friends about it. And then so when Harriet shows up to the summer house this year, she's not expecting to see Wynne because they made an agreement that he wouldn't go. But then she shows up and she's there. And they can't ruin this summer because there's a very big thing happening in the book that they can't ruin. So they have to fake date. It's not even fake dating. It's a fake engagement for this whole week because they can't let their friends know that they're not together anymore. So it's fake dating. It's one bed trope, which if you've watched my videos before, we all know how much I love the one bed trope. And it is also past present tense. So you're watching them in the present tense go through these arguments and you're trying to figure out why they broke up and what happened. And then you go all the way back to the past chapters and you're watching them fall in love, and it goes up all the way to the actual breakup, which is how Emily Henry always does her past present. And I absolutely love it. And Wynne delivers the most beautiful I love you monologue I have ever read in my life. It's like a 3-page thing. It's so good and it's so funny. I cried through 80% of this book though. Like, this book really hits hard. But I like can't stop smiling talking about it because I just loved it so much. Wynne is like up in my top book boyfriends now. And with all that rambling complete, that concludes all the books I've read in the last 3 months. Yeah, that concludes all the books I've read in the last 3 months. If you guys enjoyed my rambling and want to hear me ramble some more, you should like hit that subscribe button. But if not, thanks for watching and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!